With the holidays right around the corner, you may be wondering if Black Friday on Etsy is even worth your time this year. After all, sales have been slower across the platform, and many sellers are questioning whether it's worth running discounts or if it's just going to cut into their already tight margins. The truth is, yes, it's absolutely worth it, but not for the reasons most sellers assume. In today's video, we're breaking down Etsy's historical Cyber Week performance, what the data shows about buyer behavior, and how you can prepare strategically, whether you plan to run a sale or not. For those who are new here, my name is Starla, founder of the Handmade Alpha Academy for Etsy sellers and manager at erank.com, Etsy's most popular SEO tool. And if it's your first holiday season on Etsy, the annual Cyber Week sale, officially called the Etsy Cyber Sale, is one of the most heavily promoted events of the entire year. Each season, Etsy runs a full-scale marketing campaign across their website, email newsletters, and social media channels, showcasing discounted listings to millions of buyers. And historically, this event generates Etsy's highest traffic of the entire year. During last year's Cyber Sale, Etsy reported a massive spike in daily traffic, with millions of buyers browsing for deals and gifts. In 2024 alone, Etsy saw over 400 million visitors each month, and more than 91 million buyers made purchases from 6.2 million sellers. Those shoppers collectively purchased over 21 million gifts and favorited over 1 billion items. So even though the economy feels slower right now, Cyber Week still brings an enormous influx of traffic, and that's something every seller should be ready to take advantage of. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Things have been slower on Etsy this year. In the first quarter of 2025, Etsy's total gross merchandise sales, what's called GMS, was $2.8 billion, which represents a 6.5% decrease from the previous year. If that pattern continues, analysts project that Etsy will end 2025 around $11.2 billion in GMS, down from $12.5 billion in 2024. But it's not just Etsy. In my video from 2 weeks ago, which you can view up here, I compared the overall reach of Etsy, Amazon, and eBay, all three showing nearly identical traffic patterns and nosedives right at the start of fall. But that doesn't mean that things will stay quiet. Despite the slowdown, Etsy's Q4 of 2024 was still its most profitable quarter ever, generating $852 million in revenue. That tells us one thing: when Cyber Week hits, buyers still show up, especially when pockets are tight and people are eager to find good deals. It's tempting to assume that if the year has been slow, Black Friday won't matter, but history says otherwise. Cyber Week is Etsy's single busiest traffic period, and many shops that prepare properly see a surge in visits, even if they don't participate in sales events. Okay, we talk statistics, now let's talk strategy. Etsy's already encouraging sellers to participate in their cyber specials, running this year from November 24th through December 2nd. And to qualify for potential inclusion in Etsy's official marketing features, you need to do this: opt in by October 27th, offer at least 25% off, and include global shipping. If your listings meet those criteria, your shop could be featured in Etsy's holiday marketing emails, social media posts, or curated sales pages. But that does not mean that you can't participate if you don't want to do those things. The wording from Etsy is a little misleading, stating that if you want to be considered for inclusion in Etsy marketing features, opt in by October 27th and offer at least 25% off and global shipping. But this is only if you want the chance to be featured in their marketing publications, not that you can't participate at all. Now, before you sit down to start planning out your cyber sale, it's important to remember, running a sale isn't just about slapping a discount on your items. You need to make sure that your pricing can actually support it. If you've been underpricing your products all year and don't have the profit margin to run a 25% off discount, it might be time to reevaluate your pricing structure. It's far better to permanently raise your prices to reflect your true value than to participate in a sale that leaves you earning less than minimum wage for your time. Cyber Week sales work best when your prices are healthy enough to allow for flexibility, meaning that you can run a meaningful discount and still make a profit. But what about those who don't want to run a sale or who can't afford to? Maybe you've decided that running a sale just isn't for you, and that's perfectly okay. But you should still prepare your shop for increased traffic. Even if you're not discounting your products, Etsy still experiences a huge spike in buyer activity during Cyber Week. More shoppers are searching, browsing, and favoriting than at any other time of the year, which means that now is the time to update your SEO if you have underperformers, refresh any outdated images or photos that don't display well for Etsy's various aspect ratios, and double check your shop policies and shipping deadlines. Think of it like preparing your storefront for foot traffic during a parade. You may not be running any specials, but you still want your windows clean and your shelves stocked. Many sellers dream of being featured by Etsy during their cyber events, but what exactly are they looking for? Etsy's merchandising team has previously stated that they often prioritize shops with great photography, unique or trend-focused products, a strong brand story and about section, and an overall cohesive shop aesthetic, aka your branding. In other words, focusing on your brand presentation can increase your visibility if you do choose to participate in Etsy's sale, because Etsy rewards shops that look polished and trustworthy, especially during events with heavy buyer traffic. One of the biggest misconceptions about Black Friday is that it only benefits shops selling giftable items, but data shows that many Cyber Week purchases are actually personal buys. Buyers aren't just shopping for others, they're treating themselves, restocking their favorites, and grabbing items that they've had saved all year. That means every category, from home decor to craft supplies, sees activity spike during this time. In 2024, the top performing Etsy categories were home and living, apparel, and jewelry and accessories, followed closely by craft supplies, paper and party supplies, and toys and games. But even outside of those categories, the increase in overall traffic means more eyes on every shop. So don't disqualify yourself just because you don't sell ornaments or matching family Christmas pajamas. Even though Etsy traffic and sales have slowed in early 2025, Cyber Week is still the single best opportunity of the year to capture buyer attention. Whether you plan to run a sale or not, the key is preparation. And if you're hosting a sale, make sure your prices are strong enough to support a healthy discount. If you're not hosting a sale, make sure that your SEO, photos, and shop branding are ready for holiday shoppers. And remember, Cyber Week success isn't just about gift buyers, it's about active buyers. When millions of shoppers are on the site, your chances of making a sale, any sale, increases. So yes, Etsy's Black Friday is absolutely worth it, but only if you approach it strategically. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to join me every single Friday in November for Webvember, a special month of Etsy growth webinars supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. It's completely free to attend, and you'll not only walk away with actionable Etsy strategies, but you'll also be supporting an incredible cause. Until next time, Pookie.